All right, it is now 4 o'clock. Yep, I see it. 4 o'clock Eastern time. Thank you, Garofalo. Nothing, right? He didn't sign that we know of.
Nothing. Yeah, the Bills confirmed the Terrell Pryor release, if you were looking for that.
Oh, we could do that yet. Terrell Pryor released today by his second team this season. So Terrell Pryor, who did show up, catch a couple of balls, but evidently couldn't outplay Robert Foster.
I'll actually have more on that. Give me a couple of minutes. I've been so tied up with that Bell. I'll have a little bit more on that. But back to Bell.
Okay, back to Veon Bell. And it's funny, Tom, that you mentioned the Jets, because if you remember when we were all back in Minnesota for the Super Bowl some months ago, there was that fun back and forth between Bell and Jamal Adams on social media about coming to play there or something like that. I don't remember. The fact is, it is now time to potentially connect the dots, but he can't go anywhere until March. It is just, let me get this out of the way. We've said this on Up to the Minute for months now. It is just beyond me, and I respect the fact that the guy wants to stay healthy and strike it big potentially next year. But this is $14.5 million you're not going to get back. Nobody, regardless of cap room, is going to say, and by the way, let me tack on $14 million just to make up for the money that the other team didn't give you last year because you didn't come to work.
Yeah, I don't expect that. I don't expect a team to do that. I do expect teams such as the Jets, such as the Colts, that do have a lot of salary cap space, need to make impact moves for general managers who have money to play with and now need to. And I'm looking at Mike Maccagnan specifically, to be honest with you. Should he survive this season, I do expect Todd Bowles eventually to be fired. But if Mike Maccagnan continues, he's got to start making impact acquisitions. And it only takes one. I've made the case, actually, it only takes two, Andrew. It takes the one person to do it and the other team to scare them into doing it. So I do believe he's got a lot of money coming his way. I don't see him making up this money, but the question is, can he get this year back on the back end of his career? I don't know that we're ever going to know the answer to that.
No, and Aditi had tweeted some great stats that our research crew had put together this past weekend about players to sit out a full year and what they do when they come back. It's not a pretty history. Granted, most of them did not have the talent of Le'Veon Bell, nor did they have youth on their side, as Bell certainly does here. So again, it is 4 o'clock Eastern time, 4:02 to be specific. Le'Veon Bell did not show up and sign his franchise tender, which would have been worth $14.5 million. It means, regardless of injury, regardless of anything that may happen in Pittsburgh, he cannot, by way of the CBA, play this season for the Steelers, which means, in all likelihood, as both Tom and Mike said, he is heading towards unfettered free agency, assuming the Steelers, as these two gentlemen believe, do not place the quarterback-sized franchise tag on him next year.